Hello, and welcome to the Studio Nora podcast. My name is Nora, and if you haven't been here before, I'm a knitter, a sewist, all-round crafty, chaotic person, and I live in Amsterdam with my husband, our newborn baby, and our cat. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Do you remember me? In today's episode, I have a couple of finished objects. I have some UFO turned whips. I have some acquisitions. I got a lot of plans, and I want to chat to you about Me Made May. So let's get into it. So this is the first episode in a couple months, and it's not that I didn't have time to knit or even time to record. It's just that finding a moment where everything was quiet and the baby was asleep, that was the hard part. But it is Sunday morning, 8 o'clock. Baby has been fed, is lying in bed with his daddy, and they're still sleeping. So I thought I would grab this opportunity to film for you guys. I hope you're all well. I hope you have a project to keep you company, something warm or cold to drink. I'm having some tea. And let's get stuck into it. Before we get stuck into it, I always label all the chapters in the video. So if you hover over the progression thingy, you can see the chapters. If you're not interested in baby things, I always label them baby, but there are not that many baby things today, and it makes it easy to skip around or find stuff again, especially for me as well, if I have to check something from a previous episode. And we have some chats, knit and chat, sit and knit at the end. So if you're not interested in personal chit chat, that's completely fine. Alright, so our first finished object I'm very happy about. I'm wearing, it is the Winter's Beach Cardi by Andrea and Mowry. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see if I can get up. There you go. It is finished. So I'll tell you the details first. It's an Andrea Mowry pattern, a Winter's Beach Cardi. It is knit up in Drops Soft Tweed Mix in the color. Does it have a color? 6? I don't know. It is a combination of, what is it actually? 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose. It's a little thinner than what is recommended, so I knit it up in a 4.5mm needle instead of 5. I think that's recommended. And it was a really enjoyable knit. It has afterthought pockets. So, it's the first time doing anything afterthought for me, or making pockets or anything. I was really intimidated by it, but it turned out to be super duper easy. Especially because you put in 2 lifelines, and what tripped me up was I didn't know the difference between lifeline and waste yarn. And the waste yarn is actually a bit that you knit that you can pull out again, and the lifelines are to help you pick up the stitches again. And it was really easy. The pattern is very well written. I'm very happy with it. I made a size 3, and that is good because it's quite big. Only thing that I don't really like is I did everything according to pattern as written, but this arm, I don't know, it feels like there's too much fabric. So I think I would have liked, see, there's this like floop here. So if I were to knit this again, I don't think I will, but if I were to knit it again, or if you want to knit it, I would like pick up less stitches here, because I think it would have been nicer if it was a little bit more of a straight arm instead of this big thing. But it's super duper comfortable. It isn't knitting it up like I thought. It was really soft, but somehow there's like a slight itch factor for me, which is funny. But yeah, I'm really happy about it. It took me, I think I started it in November maybe. It's April now, so it almost took me half a year. I think I used 400 grams. So that would be 8 balls. I forgot how much a ball cost. I'll do the math somewhere, because I think it wasn't a super expensive project as like big cardigans go. So yeah, it's done. It's comfy. It's on. Yeah, very happy about it. All right. The next project is a baby project, and the one after that as well. I will go get them. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So this first one is from Waves and Wild, which was formerly made by Jack's mom. And they are the overriddles. Hold on, let me snap it closed. So this cute number. I made it fully reversible, or at least fully lined. So there's blue on the inside and like a banana leaf, and I got a nice label saying, "Yo, mama made it." I really like these, especially because if a baby is wearing like a shirt and pants, you have to constantly hoink down the shirt because it rides up if you carry them, or it will go around. And if you just put this over everything, that doesn't happen. I really like the pattern. I did make another one which had a snap placket down the leg, so you could open it up, so you don't have to take the whole thing off when you're changing the baby. But I'm using these collar snaps, these, and here they're really good because they haven't come off yet, but I think because the placket is a little bit thicker, it just keeps coming off, and I've just given up. I'm not gonna do a snap placket anymore because it's just, I constantly have to put on new poppers and it's just annoying, so I won't. But yeah, Waves and Wild has mostly children's patterns and are really nice. The instructions are very clear, and I really like all their designs. Another thing I made that I don't think I've shown you is this bunting. Maybe I have shown you. Not sure. It's a little name bunting with Olivier's name. And it's just mostly scraps from masks. And I just cut out a rectangle. Is it a rectangle? It is a rectangle. Sewed it up, and here you go. Bob's your uncle. I really like them. I already made one for a friend's kid's birthday. And I think they're just really sweet, and they might be my new favorite present to give to kids, because it takes care of my scraps and they're fun. So yeah, those are all my finished objects. I haven't been terribly productive in the finishing of objects, but I also made some leggings, but they didn't really fit. And so yeah, you might remember that around about a year ago when I got pregnant, because the little bub is 3 and a bit months old right now, so about a year ago I got pregnant with him, and I kind of lost all my motivation to knit because it made me want to run to the toilet. And I had a lot of WIPs that I stuffed into their project bags, put into my studio and never looked at again. But I thought in the spirit of spring I would pick up some again. Some of them were almost finished, others are not at all finished, and I left a couple just upstairs because I'm not ready to deal with them yet. But the first thing I want to show you is this Rift Tee, which is a pattern by Jacqueline Cieslak. And originally it's not meant to be striped. I ran into some problems with the striping, but it's gonna be fine. I'm not sure how to show you this well because it's on short needles, but this is it. It has a boat neck and then a sloped shoulder. So this is the front, and I already finished the front, and I'm now working on the back. It is like a tee. I don't know what I was thinking size-wise, because it is cropped, I get that, but it is quite wide. Yeah, it's quite wide. So we'll see how it turns out. I mean, if I block it, I can just kind of stretch it and it'll cinch in a little bit, but maybe not like everything. Anyways, I was gonna do it striped, and then I figured that the shoulder shaping is done with short rows, and you can't really do those striped. Well, maybe you can, but I couldn't work it out, so I just decided that the top would be white. And yeah, basically it really needs like the last 10 centimeters on the back, and then there's some ribbing around the arms. I think I'm making the size 3. I wasn't gonna count all my stitches. I did not make notes when I was knitting on it last year, so I think I'm making the size 3, and we'll see. I am knitting it up in, I brought a ball band, in Mungo from Rosa Poma. Ooh, there you go. Which is a recycled wool and cotton yarn. It is entirely spun from pre-consumer waste generated by Portuguese spinning mills. The wool used in this yarn is sourced in Portugal and or Spain, and it's like a worsted weight, I think. No, well, it's a heavy DK. 100 grams is 220 meters. DK-ish. Yeah. So that just needs the short rows on the back, and then pick up for like the sleeve tab, not sleeve tabs, ribbing, and then it's done. So that's nice. I'm also still working on the mini Woodwardia, which is almost done, which is a baby knit. You might remember that I originally cast it on holding this fingering yarn held double. That did not work. I did not gauge swatch then, but since I have gauge swatched holding it single, and I was bang on gauge, and I finished the arm, and now I'm just on the last, well, I was gonna say last leg, but it's last arm of this. It has some really cute details on the raglan. I do think that this yarn, because it's like slightly, what do you call this, tonal, you can't really see the details, but that's okay. And then on the side, it has this faux seam that also runs across the arm, and I think once it's blocked you can see it better. I'm hoping this will fit coming fall, but our little bud is already wearing, so I don't know what this is in American sizes, but in Dutch sizes he's like wearing 68 or 70 something. He's quite big. He is almost pushing 70 centimeters and he's almost 7 kilos, so he's a big one. But I think that like this will fit in the fall when it gets colder again. Yeah, I've been knitting on it in the park as well when we're going for little walks and he takes a nap in the pram or the stroller. I just sit in the sun and knit, which is lovely. And yesterday we went for a walk and he wouldn't sleep in his pram, but he would just chill as long as I was singing a song. So not only was I knitting in public, but I was singing a song in public while knitting, which is a new thing for me. But yeah, I am knitting the 12-month size, I think. When it's finished, I'll give you all the deets. But it's really enjoyable, and it's, I think with the shirt underneath, it should be fine. It's pretty soft to me, but yeah, you don't know how a baby will think about that. We'll see. But I'm having fun. Alright. We talked about the Rift Tee. Then I picked up my No Frills Sweater, which has been a UFO for longer than I would care to admit. If you don't know, UFO is an unfinished object, but it has, ooh, I'm losing stitches. It has once again become a work in progress. So this, it's a mess. This is my No Frills sweater. I cast on in a size 3, and before splitting for the sleeves I've gone rogue. I have done 60 something raglan stitches, and I was meant to do more, but it already felt kind of big and is gonna block out bigger as well. So I just kind of stopped increasing, split for sleeves. I even picked up less underarm stitches than I was supposed to. I don't know how many I was supposed to do, but I did 4. And I'm hoping for a relaxed fit, but not like 20 centimeters of positive ease relaxed fit. And I'm quite enjoying it, because now I'm on the knit in around, and that's just easy and very easy to put down if baby wakes from a nap or whatever. I'm knitting it up in Studio Sola's Merino DK. It's indigo dyed with something else, not sure, but it makes this lovely green. And I think it will be very nice once it's finished. I am dreading the arms, because somehow the combination of needles and yarn is, I don't know, my left hand gets tired very quickly knitting on this, but I can't tell you what it is. Maybe it's just the no frills. But yeah, having fun with that. And it's nice that I already had like a good chunk. I think I had already done 40 ragline stitches. So I already did quite a bit when I picked it up again. So I'm hoping this will fly off the needles and knit itself. I don't think it will, but one can hope. Yeah. So that's all for me and baby. And since I cast off my cable project, I allowed myself to cast on, or at least swatch for a new cable project. And my husband had asked me if I wanted to make him a cable sweater. And I said, sure, that's fun. So we were looking for a good pattern for him. And we found the Petite Knit Moby Sweater Man, which is this one. I'll pop a picture in because this is not the most readable pattern. It's the first pattern that says 5 out of 5 stars in difficulty. Not sure if I'm ready, but I'm swatching right now and we'll just follow directions and then it'll be fine. That's how I've done most things. I actually don't know what the difficulty level is on this. So maybe I've already done 5 out of 5 stars, but it's a tiny bit intimidating. Just a smidge. But yeah, I am swatching right now. This is my swatch. And I'm knitting it up in woolly knit. I caved and I ordered, I'll show you on acquisitions, but I ordered quite a bit because there was a discount from Bethany from Well Loved Knits. And then I just kind of thought, it's February, I need something fun. It got here surprising. We'll talk about it later in acquisitions. Yeah, so I'm knitting it up in a 4-ply British wool in the color Blue John Nap. And it's just really nice blue with the light blue naps. I'm holding it double. And I think it is, it's looking very good. I'm a bit worried about the cables because I'm holding it double and it's not a super round yarn. But I won't be super sad if they don't like pop. They might be just more subtle. But so far I really like the swatch. And it has a very nice texture. It's a double moss stitch. Is that what it's called? Double seed stitch. Yeah, and it's really nice. I'm making quite a big swatch because I'm knitting it in a round because I want to be super sure that my gauge is as accurate as it can be. Right now I'm knitting them on 4mm needle, so that's a US 6. I've been knitting on it for a week because it doesn't go very fast, but it's fun. So yeah, I'm excited for this very big project. I have told him that it might take 2 years before it's finished, and he's fine with that. Luckily, well, he better be because it's a present. Yeah. So I'm excited to learn some new techniques. It's also a sweater construction I haven't done before. So we'll see. It's all one big adventure. So those are my cast-ons and projects. There are some more projects. There's still a sock somewhere and there's half a sweater upstairs and I'm still... the champagne cardigan is still in my project bag but it's because I'm knitting it in unspun, it's just not as easy with the baby around, so that's just gonna languish there. And I already got this very nice cardigan. All right, so let's go to acquisitions. Let's start with the woolly knit because we already talked about it. So I think it was a 20% discount on cones, on woolly cones. So that's kind of what I went for. And I also got, I think, we'll go through it. So I got the blue one. Then I got this classic one. I got quite a lot. This is the Skada Nep. I think it's just a really classic color. Then I got this lovely Celtic green, which is such a beautiful color. Also because it has like the yellow and hints of blue. I think it's beautiful. And I think it goes with my eyes, maybe. Then a classic burnt orange. I have no plans for these yarns whatsoever, except for maybe one. Then this is the mint green. Thought a fun summery color. And then I got a 300 gram cone of linen cotton in this Marion blue. And it's 60% linen, 40% cotton. And it's cute, I think. Yeah. So that's the yarn I got. I also bought this book. It's in Dutch, but it's still pretty cool. Visserstruien verzameld. And it is a collection of, I thought it would be like patterns, but they're more like recipes of fishermen's sweaters from the Netherlands, from all these places around the Netherlands. And each of these sweaters has its own motif. And back in the olden days, all those sweaters from different places were very distinctive, also to show your heritage, but also if a fisherman would die at sea, he could be identified by his sweater where he might have been from, which is handy but gruesome, I would say. So I was thinking of knitting a sweater like this for the husband, but we couldn't quite find what we wanted. But it's still really cool. There's one pattern from very near where I used to live, or where I grew up, Koog aan de Zaan. And it's just a really fun book. And I like to support people who like do this kind of research. Yeah, so I got that. What else did I get? Oh, yeah. So I told you about the color snaps. Don't like the color snaps. So I got these press fasters. They're like the more traditional snaps that you find on romper suits and stuff. So I'm gonna give those a go because those color snaps are driving me up a wall. So yeah. Let me put all these back. And then, ooh, I forgot to grab it, but I bought some checkered, is that the word? Checkered canvas for myself. And I might, I'll pop a picture in because it's really cheerful. I might make some Yanta overall shorts because I really like my Yantas, and I think like dungarees are, I love wearing dungarees. It might be a little bit of toddler chic, but that's okay. Then my last acquisition is in this little baggie, and it's really cool, I think. I got it from Studio Koekoek. their site is right there, which is a Dutch online shop, and they sell speed weaves. So you must have seen these little snafus around, but you use them to mend or weave. Usually just mend, but maybe you want to weave something without mending anything. Holes in knitted garments or other just garments in general. And I'm going to show you my very ratty sock that I mended because it was threadbare. My socks put up with quite a lot for me because I do not wear slippers around the house. I just wear my socks. But look, it's a cute little patch. And it works super well, and it's really fun and addictive. So I was really like looking around like, what else can I mend? And yeah, it's quite fun. I am thinking about buying, so this is their smallest one. They have a medium one and a large, and I am thinking about investing in a large one because my socks usually just wear out over the ball of my foot completely, and with this small one, this is really the biggest patch you can get from it, and with a big one I could just do the whole foot completely, and I might just do that on all my socks because it just makes them last longer. I don't wear them out around the heel or the toes, it's just the ball of my foot. So I might invest in a bigger one, but a bigger one is quite expensive. I think it's 40 euros or something. So I might just wait because right now I'm still on maternity leave, but I'm now in a part where they pay me 70% instead of my full pay. And you know, it doesn't hurt, we're fine, but it does mean that I have a little less extra spending money. So yeah. Okay. I feel like I have to tell you so much because we haven't spoken in so long. But maybe I should slow down just a little bit. Let's go to our plans section. And I'll just knit on something while we're here. Really, this is borrowed time because I'm expecting the baby to wake up again. So we'll see how far we get. So yeah, plans. I have a lot of plans that I'm very excited about. The first plan, which is a very solid plan, is you might remember the Selma sleep suit I knit from Drops Air for my baby boy, and it's perfect because it's knit in garter stitch. It kind of grows with the baby, and I have 3 friends around me who are expecting their own baby, so I told them, if you pick a color, I'll knit you a Selma sleep suit, because they're just perfect for prams, and all these babies are kind of due at the end of the year, so a nice little warm suit for pram walks is perfect, I think. So I'm knitting 3 of those, and independently of each other. They all picked the same color. I think it's sage green. I'm knitting it in a Drops Air again, just because it's just easier to care for and more economical for me. So yeah, I have to get going on that because the first one is expected in August somewhere. So I might make one size up for her, although we'll see. So that is my first plan. Then, things I'm very excited about. So there's 3 patterns I'm very excited about, and I already bought one. The first one is from the Bluebird box, or Anna. Anna, she has published the Cardi. I'm super excited about it. I bought it as soon as it got out. I can highly recommend it. I haven't knit it yet, but I've read through the pattern and it's just super clear and there's handy charts and stuff. The only problem I have is that it's designed for superwash fingering, and she says if you want to do it in non-superwash, because it's kind of meant to use up all your odds and ends, and most people I think have a lot of superwash odds and ends in the form of sock yarn, but I don't. And she says if you want to do it in non-superwash, I recommend a light fingering, and I don't have that much light fingering yarn, so I have to think about that. I might just, because there is some superwash in my stash, so I might just have a look at that. But it's such a nice pattern, and I'm very excited to knit on it. Then 2 patterns that are either just out or not out yet. The first one is the Uptown Tee by Tori Knits, which is this really sweet raglan tee with I'll pop a picture probably here, with a little cap sleeve, and it just looks so nice. For my size, I would require 2 skeins of fingering yarn, and I have my eye on some yarn that's not out yet, but Tam from Olivia and Oliver, she is a American living in the Netherlands, and she does a lot of dyes, and she is going to launch a non-superwash collection in May. And I saw a color on her stories, and I was just like, yep, need that, want it, that's it. So as soon as that collection comes out, I'm probably gonna buy 2 skeins, and then I'll buy the pattern, and then I'll cast on. The other tee I'm very excited about is the Tolsta Tee by Rebecca from the Crea Bea podcast, because it's a classic raglan shirt in a very good size range, because I was looking around for tees and I found some by Petite Knit, but they don't go up in, like, it's not at all inclusive, the sizes that I found for the tees that I like. So I'm just gonna wait for the Tolsta Tee to come out, and I have enough knitting in the meantime. So very excited about those 3 patterns. Then another exciting thing that is happening is that me and my dear friend Kim, we are going to Sewing Together Day, Samen Naaidag, which is organized by a fabric shop called Mevrouw Jet. We've been once before, and it's really fun because it's just like, it's a location where you come and you bring all your own machines, and they provide lunch, and like you all eat together, and it's just a whole day of sewing, whatever you want to do. So that will be the first time that I will leave the house and the baby, not for work or appointments, and I'm very excited about it. I was thinking of either making the Yanta shorts or getting started on some jeans, because I'm still wearing my pregnancy jeans, and that's fine because they're super comfortable, but I kind of miss my high-waisted jeans. Oh, that's my alarm. Well, I have been awake, thank you. I miss my high-waisted jeans, and my pre-pregnancy jeans, they fit, but I'm a little bit more pudgy around the waist still, which is completely fine. I'm not worried about it, but it does make like non-stretch high-waisted jeans a little bit less comfortable than they used to be. So I have some jeans fabric in my stash, and I want to make some new high-waisted jeans, so I might get started on that. I'll just take like several projects so I can kind of go between them on the day, because it's nice to take a break from the one thing to work on the other thing. Very excited about it. I'm excited about everything. It's spring. New life, new energy. It might also be because baby only woke up once this night, and he's been going through this 3-month sleep regression thing. So we had a week and a half of just, he was sleeping through the night. Everything was good and dandy. He was getting so much sleep in. And then he got a little stomach bug, and then he got his vaccinations and the sleep regression. And the night before this one, he was up, I think, 3 or 4 times. And we just wanted to nurse, and I was just so tired. So last night, he only woke up once, which is quite good. So I'm feeling invigorated, ready to take on everything. And today, so I took care of baby on Friday and Saturday completely by myself because my husband had a Warhammer battle day coming up. But I traded those in for today. So all I'm doing today is feeding the baby, and otherwise it's his responsibility. I'm going up to the studio, sewing. Oh, it's gonna be good. And what I'm probably gonna be working on is a relaunch of my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop has been closed for a couple months because 1, I didn't have a lot left in stock. 2, just had a new baby, maternity leave, all that. But I kind of want to do a big relaunch with several like larger project bags and some baby stuff. So I want to build up stock, and then maybe in a month or 2, I will relaunch the shop. Because it just feels kind of sad if there's only like 3 or 4 things in the shop. So I want to do a big, exciting relaunch with some, so like I said, some project bags and some baby things. Because now that I get to use my own baby things, like I have thoughts and improvements, even more than I got from friends who use my stuff. So I'm excited about that. Then the last thing I'm excited about is something that's not yet totally sure, but high probability. And it's a bit random. So I got through a friend. Her dad works with somebody who owns a knitting machine, a flatbed semi-electric or computerized knitting machine. So you do have to whisk the thing back and forth, but it has like patterns and it can knit in multiple colors and you can program it to do stuff. So I might be getting a knitting machine because the person who works with my friend's dad wants it to go to somebody who will use it. And even though I might not have all the space right now, if or when, probably when we move, I will have. So there's a knitting machine coming, which is quite funny because I've been seeing them suddenly all over like creative YouTube, and this just came through some random person connected by 2 degrees to me. But yeah, that's quite exciting. And what is quite serendipitous is I just got all these cones of yarn, and I think that cones of yarn are super handy to use with a knitting machine because they wind off so easily. I feel like I've been talking for non-stop for 40 minutes, which I probably have. I even forgot to ask, how are you? What have you been up to? How have you been, really? Any tips about knitting machines? It's quite exciting. It's like a whole new, because it's knitting, but it's not like knitting like this. It's a whole new craft I think you have to learn. So yeah. A little bit of a life update if you're interested. If you're not interested, I'll see you next time. Although I have been chatting about my life throughout the episode, I think, because for me it's just really difficult to separate the two. But I have been on maternity leave, and in 1 month, 4 weeks from now, I have to go back to work. I'm not super nervous about going back to work. So I work as an English teacher. in a high school. I have noticed that my English is not as good as it used to be. Just because, like, I consume a lot of English, but I haven't been speaking a ton of English exclusively. And also baby brain. And I don't know. I'm a bit nervous about that. The good thing is that I only have to teach for 4 weeks. And then the last 4 weeks of the school year is just like meetings and activities and all that kind of stuff, which is just fine. It also gives us an opportunity to have Olivier get used to the situation in a kind of low-key manner, because he doesn't have to do full days of daycare. So I work 3 days a week, and one day he will go to my parents, who already take care of my little cousin on that day, and I just drop him off in the morning, and then I don't have a very long day on that day, so I can pick him up and chill with my parents and then go home. And the other 2 working days, my husband actually still has the day off, so he can take him to daycare, and he doesn't have to do full days there yet, so he can go a little bit later and get picked up a little bit earlier, so he can just slowly get used to it. Because next school year, so from September, he really has to make all the full days. I'm not super excited to go back to work, but if baby goes to daycare, that kind of means that I have more time, because when I'm done with work, I'm done with work before he gets picked up again. So that gives me like an hour or 2 in the afternoon where it's just me. So yeah, that's all fun and exciting. We are also still looking for a new house, which is fun and exciting, but also very conflicting, because especially in the spring, like Amsterdam in spring is just, the park is beautiful, the sun is shining. Like, it's days like that where I think like, well, we don't have to move. But with a baby and hopefully a second baby in a couple years, we just don't have enough space, which is sad. But it's also exciting to move. I don't know, it's such an emotional thing, because every time you go look at a house, like, you only go look at a house when you're sort of serious about it, which takes a lot of emotional energy, because you start thinking about, what would it be like to live there? Do I want that? What would my life look like? And it's so dumb, because really, it doesn't matter where you live, really, because as long as you have your family around you, you'll be fine. But it also has an enormous impact where you live. So it's a thing. Do you have any advice about moving? I've only, like, in the Netherlands, I was born at home. I lived there until I was 19. I traveled. Then I lived on my own for a couple years, and now I live here. So there's only like three places that I've called home for a long time. And this would be the first time where I actually have a say in where I get to live too. Because when I lived on my own, I took over the apartment from my brother. And then when I moved in with my now husband, it was already his house. So I've never had like an actual say in where I lived, except for traveling, but that's different. Ooh, okay, hello. This is editing Nora from the future slash past. You get it. I forgot to mention or talk about 2 things. 1. I already ordered my Advent from Studio Solas for coming December, which I'm very excited about, because last year and the year before were so great. I think she's all sold out, but there might be some left. So go check that out. The other thing is, I have to look at you, not at the flip screeny. By the way, this is my very chaotic studio. The other thing I forgot to mention is Me Made May. So if you don't know, Me Made May is a challenge that challenges you to pledge a pledge and just wear as much or as little Me Made in the month of May, and to specifically find out what is missing from your Me Made wardrobe and think about how you can alter, mend, or make or thrift items to kind of complete your wardrobe. I have done several Me Made Mays in which I try to like take a picture every day. That doesn't work for me. Usually I get 2 weeks in and then I forget, or I take pictures every day but don't post. Also, most of my Me Made wardrobe is either not nursing friendly because I'm still nursing, or fits but not comfortably. So for example, I love wearing high-waisted jeans, but because I'm 3 months postpartum, those jeans, they fit, but not as comfortably as they did before. So I'm still wearing my pregnancy jeans, which are super comfortable. But I am thinking about maybe sewing some new jeans, because I have fabric in my stash for that. And you know, who doesn't love comfortable jeans? Because for me, jeans should always be comfortable. Like, I'm not the kind of person who comes home and changes into sweats. I just wear my jeans as lounging attire as well. So I want them to be comfortable. If you want to know more about Me Made May, I'll link the link in the description below. Yeah. Other than that, I forgot to show you this. This is the fabric I want to make Yanta shorts from. I think that would be very fun. Yeah. Also, if you're interested, this is my desk, and that's where I keep all the fabrics and the yarn and just all around chaos, because at the moment it's also storage. And yeah, but it's nice. It's my space. Very grateful to have it, and grateful to my husband because he is taking care of baby all day today. I'm still nursing him, but other than nursing, I'm off the hook for today, which is very nice. I have to say. So yeah, back to past Nora. So that's kind of what's up with me. If you have any advice on knitting machines or moving or the psychology behind moving, please let me know. I need some support. I hope you like this episode. If you do, please consider liking and or subscribing, because it helps the channel out. And it's just nice to know that people enjoy what I do, because that's nice. Yeah, I might pop in a little video of Olivier, because he grows so much. It's ridiculous how much they grow. And yeah, I hope to see you soon, or at least sooner than, the last couple months, because I missed you. All right, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.